yeah, so yeah, became a recovery coach. Um, like I said, I wasn't trying hard to be a coach. But interesting enough, I started to utilize things because I started using that thing as the twin back in the day. It's just so strange because when I think back on my previous times, I always had something that I affiliated with myself. I could not just be Coco. I couldn't. I had to have some type of weird sales tag hanging off of me. Not in a sense. I mean, in a sense, not literally, but I had to have some display on the side of me because that's what I learned as a child. Was identified. I had a title. We were little titles, the twins. They never really called us by our first name. Hardly ever. Twin one and twin two. Which twin are you? And so, when I became more confident in my individuality, when I started to go to high school and get confidence being taking the pressure of attention off me, that's why I started drinking in high school. I hated being called twin all day. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. You know, real twin all the time. All the time. Nobody ever asked about my brother, you know, not on purpose, you know, no tea. um, yeah, and then once I became, I had this one particular career span with, with this industry, and they would always ask, where have you been? Where did you travel? Where are you going next? You know, and then when like I said, when I became a later on in life, when I was like, okay, I'm done with that industry. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to work for that. And I started doing other things in my life. By this time, me and my twin were like lived in separate states for quite some time, which was, to me was amazing. I love her, but I'm still on this journey of trying to figure out who I am. And I'm using alcohol to help me along the way. So all the friends I felt were genuine. They didn't know my twin. I felt that was great, All the dudes I met were genuine dudes. Like, they didn't know my twin. And I stopped saying, hey, I got a twin. This is my name. Hey, I got a twin, right? Oh, yeah, 2 minutes apart. All the time. I stopped getting out of that. I stopped getting out of things that are associated besides me just being myself, which was hard work. Why I used alcohol. That was my boyfriend. I really didn't care to have, too many other things going on. Sounds so sad, but it's true. I didn't really need that. And so, because I already knew I had my twin when I needed her, and I knew I had my boyfriend every time I wanted him. So that was the thing. Alcohol was my dude all the time. My husband and my boyfriend. So, when I got through that, and got like on my first or second journey of being sober, really seriously being sober, like rehab and all that and all that, I stopped associate. I started to identify with that. Like, they'll ask, well, so what do you do? Well, I'm 6 months sober. Oh, I'm a year sober. I start throwing tags. I'm throwing my own tags of identity on me as if that had to matter. Like, why can I just be me? How come I just could not just be, Co? Just Coco. Hey, Coco, hey. Nice to meet you. I never got in tune with that girl. I never did. I always had to tack something onto me to feel complete, to feel associated, because that's what I was doing when I was younger, But, yeah, the whole point of this is, if you had issues back in your day, because we old as Jolly Joes. We 50 plus. If you got some stuff, start working on your stuff. That's what Ayana be saying. You need to work on your stuff. If you have bullying issues and you wonder why you keep getting jobs where you're a superior and you love superiority, and because you couldn't tackle that one bully in the fourth grade, and now every time you want authority over people, so you could prove in your mind that I have tackled this demon, this giant. I've done that now. Now I will never get bullied again because I'm in charge. If you have those type of issues, you need to work some things out, possibly, unless you just like being authoritarian. Great. But me, I never knew why I started feeling all this lack. And I used to save money like a crazy person. Like, I'm good at it. I'm very good at it. I'm very frugal, most things. I don't go out and splurge too much. I'm not that, as you can see, I don't do the most. I can clean up, but I don't go out and this is not my thing. I do what I can, Now, yeah, back in the day, I wouldn't leave the house without it. But now I'm just like, that the things that I used to do to run from, like, I didn't want the attention. Now I'm just like, I didn't need it. I didn't need the attention. I didn't need to, I didn't want it, and I didn't need it, and I discovered that. And I know it sounds convoluted, but one day you're going to wake up, and it may not be that. It may be your thing that you're tackling with, and you're like, I don't know why, and I'm just going to throw this nugget in there. The reason why I was feeling so much lack was because of the connection with my twin. I was feeling that lack. I wanted no part of it, though, which was weird. Like, at some point, I was just like, God, okay, we're twins. I get it. Stop. But then I started grieving it. I started feeling like it was something missing, some lack. And my sister like, well, I could call you now 4 or 5 times a day if that'll help you feel better. I'm like, it's not that. It's what I self-identify with back in the day, and I've never tackled it. Now, me and my twin is cool. I got my boundaries. I put them up. She know. Like, we good. Like, I don't have to. And she know. Like, she know I will build a chain link fence. I will. She knows. Like, she be like, we not on no trauma issues, no bad terms or nothing. But my twin does know that when it's time for me to, I need a break, or I'm taking some time, or I'm working on some things, or whatever it may take. She gets those boundaries now. At first it was hard for her because I thought that she had this whole hold over our relationship more than me. And I started to let her know, like, well, that's what your husband's for. Now he's twin now, that's why y'all are death do you forever together. And it's nothing like the twinship. It's nothing like the twin friendship. It is nothing like it. But I'm glad I got to that discovery now in my life now, where I didn't have to pick up a drink just to call her, or pick up a drink to do anything. Like, I don't have to do that. I know now that I'm okay with just being me. 50, trying to freaking figure it out with our old asses. Okay. We are. We old as Jolly Joes, and we don't need to be going around and treating deliverance as stigma. If you got a hang up, start getting it together. Start figuring out why this hang up keeps revisiting you, or what else is not aligning within yourself, and could it be stemmed to something else? And you got to get down real brutally honest with yourself. Like, I'm not saying you got to go through a whole bunch of mess and screw ups to be like, okay, now I see the light. If you do, great. But if you notice that thing that you like, dang, I never kind of really got over that. Family feuds, hard breakups. I know a dude who I was talking to recently. And he told me that he don't, we weren't talking like that. It was like one of my homeboys. I got friends, y'all. I'm not out here just loaning by myself. I got a couple of, basically, when you get up in the 50 plus club, you cool with, what is it? I can count on one hand. Friends, like the homie that know you. Yeah, and you cool with that because you don't have time to sit there and keep up with everybody's life, kids, grandkids, and everybody got grands and I'm the only one that's out here that my mom was like, no, my mom stemmed that in my head alone. See how it sticks. My mom wasn't prevalent on alcohol being that hardcore in our house, but you be hard. She be hard pressed. You bring home a pregnancy. What? Hell no, my mom. No, no. She was like, you bring a child home before you 20. You can't move. I mean, you gotta move. You can't stay here. She said 20. And I think she said 21. But yeah, my mom. And see how that stuck? See how that stuck? That is childhood resonation that goes inside your brain. So if you think there's some things that you not working on, anyway, getting back to the dude, he said um he don't he don't walk down certain aisles of the grocery store like the card aisle. He's like, I won't walk past no card aisle. He's like, I don't like going to the grocery store. Why they still got greeting cards in the grocery store? I was like, that is a good question. I don't know. Maybe because people buy balloons at the grocery store too. They buy stuff, cake, balloons, card, this whole thing. He was like, I hate that. And I was like, he was like, yeah, you date somebody back in the day, you break up with them, and or they break up with you, whatever. You send them a card in the mail. I'm like, yeah. Valentine's Day stuff. He was like, yeah, birthday, all that. You send all that stuff in the mail. We send it through the mail. And they still didn't take you back. I was like, yeah, some trauma there, buddy. He like, yeah. I think they should take that out. I think that's overrated. And I'm like, shout out to, Hallmark, but they make movies too. I don't see anybody out there protesting against that, but you need to work on some trauma, brother. You anti-cards, you anti-greeting cards, you need to work on some trauma. Maybe that's an issue that you have now that you probably don't open up all your emails. Because I just sent you a couple of stuff through the email and I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, did you open up all your emails? You scared of no? You scared of rejection? You gotta work on yourself. So anyway, that's the whole thing. I will be back to tell y'all the story on this breakup. It was divine aligned. I'm telling you, this was a sign. If you don't believe that the universe lines up stuff for you, that you thought, this is the thing. The universe is real, y'all. It is a whole thing, whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm not finna get on here and try to preach to everybody or what you should do, but what you can do, what you probably might want to think about is the stuff that's living in your subconscious is coming back and manifesting in certain ways. And it's very important that you understand what is going on in the back of your cranium or on the right side of your cranium, the left side of your cranium. Yeah, that's the one. On the left side. What are you overthinking? What comes back and surfaces? What is happening? Because whatever that is, it's stunting something. It's stunting a growth on something. It's blocking something because you won't let it go. And people like, oh, you should just forgive and you should just, manifest and get tapped in and toned in into your universe. Yes, you should do that. That's great. But did you got some other hang-ups on you? You got some stuff that you never thought about? Maybe it was you in the 3rd grade that broke up with my homeboy. Maybe that was you. And maybe it was on your spirit. Maybe it's on your spirit now. Dang, I should have never broke up with, if you living in that shoulda, coulda world, that happens to me. They say we're not supposed to have no regrets, but in the shoulda, coulda world, and you get a particular age when you start realizing like shoulda, coulda, it gets more and more prevalent. More and more. But yeah, I will get back on here and tell y'all about this story about this JA that tried to pull a stunt, and the devil was defeated allegedly because I went on to have a whole panic and anxiety situation working in that store. I was engulfing the same emotions I was having when I was putting that thing together, that shelving together today. The Raid cans. When I was putting out all that mosquito product and repellent, putting that out. And it could have been triggering for the sheer fact that I hate bugs with a passion, and then I get put on this whole Raid section today, and I was just like, you know what? That's funny. That's funny, universe. Because I don't like Raid. I don't like bugs, but I get put on this. That could have been a trigger. It's like boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. The universe was lining up everything. You don't like, but and I tie things in together. I do. I started to figure like things are lining up. They do line up. You don't think so, but they do. And I started getting triggered and looking at all these ants on the box. I'm like, why you gotta put a picture on it, Ray? Why you gotta put a picture of what you're killing? We know what we coming in there for. Okay, we know why we're buying this product. You don't have to put that out there. Okay? But anyway, that was triggering me because I hate bugs, insects, any of them. Sorry, Jesus. I'm sorry. I know they're here for a reason just like me, but I just don't, I can't. But, so that could have been a heightened thing for me. My sensitivity could have been heightened. And then I had a remembering moment. I'm sorry, y'all look tired because I had that shift at Old Dark Hunter this morning. Like I'm not apologizing for me looking tired. I'm 50 plus and I don't care. I don't. Okay. Alarms going off at 1:30 in the morning to go do this shift. Yeah. I'm tired of a lot of things, but I'm tired of people apologizing for. I know I look a mess. So what? No, you don't. You the only one think you look a mess. Ain't nobody checking for you like that. We don't care. You're alive. Be that. Be very that. Just be happy that you here and can speak and can hear and can see and can be aware and can thank. So get grateful on yourself first. Thank yourself for having these experiences. I will get back on this story about this dude because I almost had a breakdown in the store today and I was like, girl, you what? You finna cry? No, you're not doing that. You are going through a lot right now, but you ain't finna break down in the middle of the Raid aisle? The pesticide aisle? No, you're not doing that. You bigger than this. You are bigger than this. I mean, you. You're bigger than this. And you can take on this. And the best way that you can take on this is to know that you are worth it. And I mean that sincerely. I had to come to this revelation. Like, I am so worth this. I am not what people, oh, Coco the Alco. That was my name. Coco the Alco. Yeah, that wasn't cute no more. It's not. Because you're bigger than that. Work on your mess. Work on your stuff. Get it together and figure it out. And once you do figure it out, everything else is going to come. Things will align with you. Gratitude is going to be, you're going to give yourself grace. You're going to appreciate other people. You're going to not look up in the past. You're going to be looking at the future. And I know that sounds so cliche, but I am so serious. When I got good on myself, start figuring out that I needed to do the work and quit pointing at people like, oh, this so-and-so. Like, I do want to tell y'all about the dude situation. It's more of a God situation because God lined that up. God lined up that up. He lined up that up. God lined all that up. That's what happened. God lined it up. He was just like, not my daughter. He's not it. And this ain't happening. So you need to, I don't care what happens with him, but I'm getting you up out of here. By any means necessary, he did. So, shout out to the single people. Because we doing it and it's okay. It's okay. We don't have to have no kids and married at 50. We don't. I mean, if you want to. But I've learned more on my own. Just imagine if I was trying to learn all this with somebody, which I would think I was trying to do, which was so stupid because there was no love on me. I'm over here abusing myself. So we owe this Jolly Joes, know that. We need to figure it out. We should do that. I'm not finna tell you what you do because there's a lot of people on here to be like, what you need to do, what you probably should do. No, I think it's fair for me to say if you feeling something on your spirit that's nudging at you and you trying to figure out why that bank ain't stacking or that love ain't coming or the diets ain't helping or the bottle won't stay on the shelf in the store somewhere or behind the bartender, if there's something going on with you and like it's something resonating with me that I need to align with, I need to figure it out after I forgive myself and go figure it out. If it was some crap, it's help. I was a recovery coach for 2 years. And the main thing that my participants, I don't like to call them clients, I had a big caseload of participants that talked more to me than they did their own therapist. Text my work phone, and and made more appointments with me as a coach. And I'm not tooting my own horn. This is just because not only did I walk the walk, I let them know like, hey, you're not the problem. A problem came and found you a long time ago. This is alignment though. You didn't just run out in the world and said, bring me all the problems. Things come in our order in our alignment for us to figure it out. And if you don't, it's gonna keep resurfacing. And guess who didn't take their own advice? Me. I'm thinking that I need to find love and I need to do this and I'm the only one that's not married in my family and I've never had any kids. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong with you. You chose a different dude. You chose alcohol. You didn't want nobody else. You already had something that had your full divided attention, and you chose that. And this is the way I would talk to my participants. Like, you chose that. It didn't just come and knock you upside the head one day and say, here, hit me with your best shot. No. Something is resonating within you. And if it's something that's inside you, figure it out. And I guess I keep saying that over and over again, but it has to hit you. And when it does hit you, you're going to be the one to say, you know what? Damn, I really wish I could have changed this. I maybe could have. I could have kept all that money in the bank. Or I could have kept that other person around. Or I could have treated my, people better or my family better. Or I could have not came to work drunk. Me. Yeah. A lot. For years. Often. And guess what was happening? I was losing every job, Dodo. I was losing every job. I was losing them. Because I'm sitting here thinking that was more important than me trying to make a living. I was losing relationships. I was doing the most. And let me tell you, every reprimand or every situation that came back to me and I didn't figure it out back then, I deserved it when it came back around again. I deserved that. Because I'm not even noticing that this is what is messing me up. I'm not even getting it. So, do for self, learn from self, and if you can't learn from self, try to find people who has lived it, walked it, learned it, mastered it, and are willing to help you. Because when you try to do it on your own, and I did, but I'm still there. I'm still trying to get there. It's a momentum. Like they said, one day at a time, never quit quitting, never give up. It's a momentum. But when you have revelations on your own, when you start putting 2 and 5 together, they say 2 and 2. I say 2 and 5 because sometimes I need a couple extra steps, But when you try to do that, when you're figuring out, that's the only when people say what you need to do. I'm just gonna let you know this: you owe it to yourself to figure you out. That's all you owe. You don't owe it to your family. You don't owe it to your kids. You don't owe it to your mama. You don't owe it to anybody. You owe it to yourself. Because I've had people in my circle that's told me they don't give a damn about with me going no damn rehab. What? What is that? And why? So, only advice I have for you. Oh, and if you are in a situation where it is toxic and you know that it could be better, but you keep going down the same old slow, make a plan. Tell no one. Tell no one your plan, please. If you have a plan to get out of a situation, to get through a situation, and that's my other only advice. And I'm gonna tell you about the story in order for me to make sure that I execute it properly, so that you guys know that this is the only reason why I'm saying that. If you are in a situation where you know you're ready to, it ain't serving you or the other person, and it's not serving your spirit, and that's the only reasons that are holding you back in some of your accomplishments in life, because you keep dilly-dallying in the same old pile of crap. Make a plan. Tell no one. No one. Save some money. And get out. And tell no one. And get out. You might just save your life. It saved mine. Anyway, this is my very first video. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but I will say this. If you have your priorities straight about you, if you know what you want for your priorities straight about you, even if you don't know, but if you know it's something better that is supposed to be heading out for you in this journey that we call the LIFE, the life, please do it for you. Please do it for you. Because I was the girl that all I wanted to do is go party. And nothing wrong with it. But for my life, and now that I'm 50 plus, shout out to the Roots concerts, and oh yeah, I'm getting drunk going to the Doom I gotta go see him at Doom. What, Black Star? Oh, what, Talib Kweli? And Mos Def? What, that's a rarity. I'm going, and I'm gonna be totally messed up. Can I remember any of them shows now? Nope. I don't remember that. Those are rarities. Most definitely Talib Kweli wasn't even doing a thing together for a minute. Went to a Tribe show. Can't even remember it. When did Tribe finally get back together and do a show together? I can't remember none of that. I can't get that back. Rest in peace, Fifey. Yeah, I can't get that back. So cherish the moments you have. The ones that you can't remember, because at the end of the day, we can't take none of this stuff with us, but we got a memory, and I remember going, but you want to be able to have those now. You want to be able to say, yes, oh no, I got the photos, but let me tell you about it. I remember. I don't remember half of them shows. I went to a live show. What? Roots New Year's Eve concert? What? Philly? All me. Anyway. Love yourself. Keep your memories. And the ways you keep your memories is you keep this together. And know yourself. And get to learn yourself. Because you all you got. I don't care if you do have a multiple. You are all you got. Even if you got a twin. You are your own entity. Serve you. Learn you. Grow you. Because we old as Jolly Joes. And the universe loves you. And I think I love you too. Just kidding. I love you too.